Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. So happy to have you here today. Now today's reading will be a special full moon reading for the full moon happening on May 29th. This is the full moon in Sagittarius, also known as the flower moon. And this I feel is going to be, sort of an exciting full moon because it's going to bring in a lot of inspiration, maybe think that inspiration has been sort of buried all winter long. Now it actually, comes to the surface, and you could be looking at new adventures. You could be looking at new creative projects, positive changes, just really sort of good vibes coming in, and you might be feeling more creative than usual, or maybe wanting to do creative things or start creative projects. It can also have to do with spring cleaning, possibly doing some, inner work. So spring cleaning of yourself as well, right? That emotional, spiritual kind of spring cleaning. But it could be a good time as well to, to take out your journal, to, really get back to writing if that's something you enjoy, or painting, or, just working with your hands, whatever you enjoy doing as far as, creative projects go. It might be a good time for that. As you can see, I have already laid the spread here. I've shuffled off camera and have laid the full moon spread. I will go through the meaning for each of the different positions here. For this reading, I'm using the Gilded Tarot by Ciro Marchetti. Just a reminder, these are general readings, so the messages may or may not resonate. The only way to get a truly personalized reading would be to order a private reading from me. If you're interested, you can do that in a number of ways. The quickest and newest way would be by downloading the INSTANTGO app. You can find me on the app at Changing Phases Tarot. You could also email me at changingphasestarot@gmail.com, or you could take a look at my site, changingphasestarot.weebly.com, where you'll find information about the types of readings that I offer as well as pricing. Okay, so let's get into our reading. And for some reason, I am feeling kind of extra excited about this full moon. Tonight I was outside looking at the full moon. It's not quite there yet, right? The moon is nearly full, but it's still very beautiful. So we're going to start off here with the first card, right? This first position. This deals with what we are releasing at the full moon, okay? So what we need to be letting go of at this full moon. And we have the Eight of Cups. So I'll go through each position and show you the card, and then I'll get into sort of tying in the messages here. Our second card in the second position has to do with retaining. So what do we need to hold close to us at this full moon? And we have the Four of Wands. In the third position, which is what might be coming into our lives at this full moon, what we might be receiving at this full moon, we have the Eight of Wands. In the fourth position, this is what's surrounding us, or how the things might possibly be affecting us at the full moon. We have the Knight of Wands. In the fifth position, this is what we're giving to others at this full moon. We have the Ace of Swords. Position 6 deals with what is, beginning soon for us. So around the time of the full moon or shortly thereafter, what will be beginning soon for us. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. And I think I took that out of its position. There we go. And then the last card, the seventh position, is our lesson. Okay, so what are we learning? What lesson might be coming in for us at this full moon? And we have the Four of Cups. And we had a couple of these cards. I'm trying to think. We had the Eight of Wands, I want to say, in our weekly reading. We had the Four of Cups in our most recent weekend reading. So, kind of repeating energies here. And I remember saying in the I think it was in the weekend, this past weekend reading, that I mentioned that, possibly some of the energy could have been beginning, around the time of the weekend, but sort of spilling over into the full moon. And it does kind of seem, like it's tied in here. Okay, so tying this together, let's look at all of our messages here. So starting off here with this releasing. So what we're releasing with the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is a card, or Cups energy deals with our emotions, our feelings. It has to do with relationships. And as you can see, on the card, the man he's turned his back. He's walking away, right? He's leaving behind something that, whether this is a relationship, a job, a situation, but it's something that no longer serves him, right? It no longer brings him emotional joy. It no longer brings him that sense of, fulfillment. And so he's just turning his back on, these 8 cups, and he's heading off into, the sort of the horizon there. He's heading off on a different path. And yes, there's always a certain sense of sadness, sometimes regret, but sometimes, just sadness at leaving something behind. But at the same time, he knows that, he's tasted all of these cups. He's, at one point or another, he's had each of these cups here. And, for whatever reason, he found that they are lacking. They're not bringing him, they're not bringing him the true, sort of what can truly make him happy now. So he needs to leave them behind and move on, So it's about moving forward with a sense of determination. If we think of the 8 in the major arcana is the Strength card. So, moving forward with that sort of inner strength, that determination to or sort of knowing that where you're headed is definitely going to be better for you than what you're leaving. And we do have 2 8s here. We have 2 8s, 2 4s. In the other spread, we had 2 4s. But we had the 4 of Cups and the 4 of Swords. And now we have the 4 of Wands and the 4 of Cups. Okay. Interesting. So, this is what we're releasing. So we're letting go of this. So if there is a situation that, that you're leaving behind, then this is really about, putting that situation, relationship, event, person, job, whatever this 8 of Cups is for you. Obviously, this is going to be different for, each person watching this. But leave it behind. Leave it behind. Also leave behind any sense of regret or sadness at walking away from that, because, it's definitely needed. You need to walk away from this, and you need to leave behind any sense of, sadness surrounding that. This situation, this person, relationship, no longer, has to offer what you need to keep you, emotionally fulfilled, and you're walking away from that. Now, what you need to hold on to, right? What you need to retain here is this 4 of Wands. So, and we do, again, we have the 2 4s. 4s in the Tarot speak of stability. It's very solid, stable energy. The Suit of Wands deals with, the work that we do. It also deals with our home, deals with the day-to-day matters in life. It's also our own drive and determination and ambition, passion, drive. I think I said that already for getting things done. The 4 of Wands, we usually think of it as the sort of the happy home and family card. You can see here on the card that we have the man, the woman, the child, sort of in this, representing this home-like structure. So what you need to hold on to is your home, your family, again, leaving behind this. And the 8 of Cups, I can't remember if I said it or not, it's in the Tarot, it's one of the transition cards. So it's sort of transitioning out of something, that maybe wasn't very as fulfilling for you, but then moving into, better waters, moving into a better situation. And this could be, could have something to do with your family, your home, with this Four of Wands here. The Four of Wands is a card of celebration as well. Could be celebrating some type of achievement, some type of milestone. Like within a relationship, we usually associate the Four of Wands with like reaching a milestone in a relationship. It can be the marriage card, so it could be, you know, what you need to hold on to is the marriage, it could be an engagement or the actual relationship, you know, holding on to this person, this relationship, the family, the home. Obviously, it's going to be different for, you know, each person watching, but this is a card of generally, you know, rejoicing and celebrating some type of achievement or accomplishment. There's also great unity, right? It's, again, stable, solid, unity. So, you know, that's what you need to be sort of focusing on, holding on to at this full moon. Now, in the releasing, I'm sorry, in the receiving, not into releasing, into the receiving, this is fast-moving energy, right? This is news coming in. The Eight of Wands, it's usually sort of fast back and forth, you know, sometimes text messages, emails, but, you know, something exciting coming in, news coming in, you know, change coming in, changes in the air. You know, you can sort of sense that something is about to happen. So this is what's coming into your life around the time of this full moon. So there could be sometimes the Eight of Wands, it has to do with news of, you know, news of a job. It can be news of, we have the home here. It could be something to do with the home or something, you know, news, something related to the family. It could be a home move. The Eight of Wands also can have to do with travel. Can be moving home, traveling to a distant land, or news coming, you know, from a distant place. It could be going off on an adventure to a different place. So sort of waiting for an outcome, you know, waiting for this news to come in. You've been waiting, and then we have, you know, you're receiving this news. So, you know, things starting to move quite quickly. So events sort of speeding along, things starting to happen. Can also be reaching or completing a project, reaching some type of conclusion, but it's fast, you know, paced. So if this is something that you need to make a decision about, this happens quickly. If this is news coming in, could be, you know, receiving news around the full moon quite quickly. So, and it could kind of force you to take action quickly, right? And we do have the moving away, the leaving behind, the walking off, right? He's heading off into this sort of distant place here. We also have the home and then news, possibly of a change. So there could be a change. And that was coming through as well in I want to say the weekly, right? The weekly reading. So that for some of you, there could definitely be new adventures coming in, news coming in, possibly a new job, possibly, you know, at a distance, new adventures. So exciting, again, exciting. And I feel excitement around this, you know, sort of creativity and lots of excitement around this full moon. What's surrounding you with this Knight of Wands? Again, this sort of news coming in. Usually I think of, it can be a person, right? When we have the court cards, this could be an actual individual who's playing a significant role around the full moon. If so, this would typically be more of a middle-aged fire sign individual. So Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, male or female, in these general readings, right? That's not gender specific. But I usually view these nights as sort of events, so things coming in, events happening, especially as this is, you know, what's kind of surrounding you right now. And this Knight of Wands, out of all the nights, he's the fastest paced, right? So again, quick. And he sort of rushes in, he brings in news of something, he acts on something very quickly. So again, this could be news of a job, news of a move, and it's very quick, right? Quick-paced energy coming in with this Knight of Wands here, because much like fire itself, right? And he's fire energy. Fire is, you know, it sort of burns. It starts up quickly, the spark, it begins quickly, but it also tends to burn out quickly. So, that's why we usually think that he's one of the fastest moving ones, right? Fastest moving of the knights. He can bring in, again, can be news of a job, but whatever it is, it's very exciting, and this, if it's not an event or not a person, this could be you, sort of feeling, very exciting, and you're being moved ahead very quickly by this passion and drive and determination and excitement. And so, whatever it is that's coming in, whatever this new opportunity or new thing might be, you're very excited about it, just a cautionary word. Do be careful, because this knight tends to sort of rush in, maybe acts before thinking. So be sure to sort of consider everything, even though it's might be happening quite quickly. Do make sure to be careful. Make sure that you look at everything properly, or review everything that you need to review. But it again, it's exciting. Now, what you are giving to others is this Ace of Swords, and aces in the tarot, they're, sort of the hand of the universe extending this divine offering out, right? And it has to do with, it's very positive energy, right? This Eight of Swords, it's usually, we think of it as a yes card. We think of it as bringing, especially with the swords, the suit of swords itself has to do with, it's mental energy, cerebral energy. So it's our thoughts, it's the suit of the mind, it's where we come up with our ideas, it's how we communicate with others. So what you're giving here, you're giving could be advice, right? Could be just truth. Usually this Ace of Swords, it has to do with clarity, truth, speaking your truth, speaking, it can be you giving. Maybe this has to do with this news coming in. Maybe you're asked to give an answer, or and if that's the case, this is you just speaking, your truth, just speaking very honestly, communicating very openly, very clearly. It has to do with, can have to do with intuition as well. Besides being the intellect, it can also be intuition. But it's, it's very successful. It's very prosperous sort of energy. So, it's a victory kind of card, this Ace of Swords. So this, again, could be you, maybe something has to do with, maybe what this Knight of Wands is bringing. There could be some victory maybe attached to that. You might be using this clear thought, this clarity of thought with this Ace of Swords, and giving it to others, in order to help with some type of new creative endeavor. Maybe this is, if there's a new job or a new project, this is you offering up, communicating, giving the gift of thought or ideas with this Ace of Swords. And then what's beginning soon is the Seven of Pentacles, which is, the suit of Pentacles deals with earthly, tangible sort of results, and the tangible things that we can touch and feel here in the material realm. It's material prosperity. It has to do with our jobs, the money that we earn, things that we are able to, to accrue, to buy with the money that we earn. It has to do with education, knowledge, family. And this, the Seven of Pentacles is a card that speaks of having, again, reached some type of goal, possibly sort of short-term goal. You're feeling good about that. You're feeling, successful, right? You obviously see the fruit of your success. I mean, she has all of these pentacles in the tree here. She has her basket. She knows that she can, the tree has already, it has fruit, right? She can pick the fruit. And she knows that she's put a lot of hard work and effort into this. But at the same time, she understands that, the Seven of Pentacles is not the Eight of Pentacles or the Nine of Pentacles or the Ten of Pentacles. So there's still work to be done here. So it's, it's about kind of rejoicing, feeling happy for what you have achieved, right? And being proud of yourself for what you've been able to achieve, acknowledging that's, that achievement or success. But it's also about keeping your eye on the prize. So sort of, it might be a good time to kind of look at everything that you've invested into something. Could be relationship, job, whatever this is. And then kind of weigh things up. How is everything now? After, for example, after working at the same job for 10 years, have you gotten out of that job kind of what you've put into it? Or are you still, earning the same amount of money, doing in the same position? Could you be earning more? Could you get more out of it? It's that type of thing. So, compare sort of the investment with the results. If it's not what you've hoped for, then, what can you do differently? Do you need to change jobs? Do you need to talk with your manager? Do you need to do something extra on the side, or do you want to start up your own business? So it's about, comparing results, feeling happy for what you've achieved, but, keeping your eye on the prize. And then at the center, which is our main lesson, right, what we're learning at this full moon, we have the Four of Cups. And we had this in the other reading, in the weekend reading. And the Four of Cups, it's usually a card of boredom, right? Look at this person. Let me hold it up again. You can see how the person is sort of just there. There are 3 cups. The person's not really looking at that. There's this other beautiful cup looking much like, the Ace of Cups or Ace of Chalices. And the person's not even paying attention to, what the universe is offering. So, many times we think of this as a sort of a card of apathy, of boredom, of not really, being that fulfilled or happy with what it is that you have. But it's a bit different. Well, it's quite a bit different than the Eight of Cups over here, because, this person, he's already had enough and he's walking away. With the Four of Cups, there's a lot to do with kind of perception as well. It has to do with, not paying attention. There could be an opportunity or could be something that could bring you happiness or joy, fulfillment that's kind of right there, but you're missing out on it just because you're not paying attention to it for whatever reason, or because you're only focusing on, kind of what you don't have. It's kind of like looking at is the cup half empty or half full, and you have lots of things, lots of positive things going on, but for whatever reason, you're feeling slightly, a little bit down, not really that happy with it, kind of bored with it, which, sometimes this card can be, when somebody kind of creates that, or is on a quest for perfection in whatever area of, it might be of their life. For example, in a relationship, the person has that idea of what this perfect relationship is, and has this kind of unrealistic even idea, or is on this quest for perfection that really just doesn't exist, right? Nobody's perfect. No relationship is perfect. No job is perfect. We as humans are not perfect. So, it's kind of futile to think or to expect everything sort of around us and everything that we are dealing with to be perfect when we ourselves aren't perfect. So it's that kind of thing. Don't focus on or don't have unrealistic hopes or expectations. Be a little more realistic. And there are new opportunities. This Four of Cups, it can definitely speak of new offers, new opportunities. And we see that, with the other cards that we have in the reading. And we have this walking away. And there could be definitely, new things just there knocking, ready to knock on our door. But it has, it's about us actually being open, opening our eyes, being realistic, and not missing out on opportunities. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in, Like, for example, maybe you're in a relationship and everything, it's fine and everything's going great with the relationship, but the person does something that you find really annoying, and then you just kind of keep focusing on that one particular thing, and you're kind of not looking at all the other wonderful things that the person does. You're just focusing on that one negative thing. So then you're like, oh, I don't know, and then you start kind of playing these, your mind starts playing these little games, when in actuality, if you would just, stop having these unrealistic kind of, expectations, and focus on the positive. And look at this, we have this big fat positive in the middle. Look at that. There's this wonderful ace of cups, ace of chalices, which is, it could be a new offering of love, could be a renewal of love, could be a new opportunity in the workplace, could be a new job. Whatever this new thing is, it's, kind of right there, ready and waiting to knock on our door. But we have to be open to that, right? We have to be open, be receptive to receive this new offering. Yeah, so again, I'm just getting, kind of the main energy coming off the reading is new, like new, exciting, fast. Those are the words coming in, and just new. So there could be something brand new coming in, new home, new relationship, news. But, it definitely feels like an exciting full moon. So I do hope that these messages have helped you. Please do take a look at the other video, which is just a very short explanation of how to participate in the giveaway if you're interested. So take a look at that as well. The monthlies for the month of June will be coming out over the next couple of days, so be looking out for those. And just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for a wonderful full moon. Bye for now.